I actually have the entirety of G Kronk like on my channel, huh? I never thought about it like that. I actually have I actually like, made content for the entirety of G. So everything is on my channel. I want to look back on it. Like what set 1 of G what you call the cross like shat on the game. No cheese. Hari is not poggers. Set 2. I don't remember. Did the Legioness get nerfed in set 2 or set 3? It was set 2, right? They got a month to play. Until Game Studio like nerfed all of them. Set 2, yeah. Okay, cool. And then set 2 it was what? It was duos were still pretty good, even with the nerf. Aqua Force was good. What else? Blade Master was a playable deck. He's streaming? I'm streaming for a little longer, why? Is there anything else? Set 3 basically did nothing. Messiah, you had high roll Messiah. That deck was pretty funny. No, Aqua Force was pretty solid for a while. Aqua Force was pretty good in throughout here for a while. Oh, hello, click. Set 4. Did anything change in set 4? I don't think so, right? Asha became a playable deck. Altmouth though kind of sucked. Angels were okay, I guess. Hello. Angels were okay. Messiah still sucked. That deck still sucked. Set 5. Set 5 was in the actually. Set 5 with Night Rose was good. I think the first real like. I think the first real the first real power creep was in this set. What number is this set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is when the real power creep happened. Yeah. And then set 7 had Titan. This set had nothing, and then Luard came and killed the game for a whole month on JP. And then the meta just kind of stayed stale until like Shiranui. Very hard, yes. Yeah, so like realistically speaking, the meta from set 6 all the way until the Shiranui set, so that's what, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy fuck, that's like 6 months. The meta really did not change. Alright, Hari too, right? Oh yeah, you throw Hari in there. Fuck no. Alright. Alright, you didn't play during pre-G, right? So you actually, people actually need a history lesson on pre-G. I feel like a lot of people did not play pre-G. When the fuck did this shit get nerfed? I actually do not remember. When the fuck did the lure get the nerfs? Oh. When the fuck did Luard get like dick the second time? Was it before or after Hard? I actually do not remember. Is it Hari here and then Shiranui? And then nothing really changed in this set in Dragon King's Awakening. And then afterwards here, like with every new set, it was just whatever was in that set was the meta decks. Starting from GZ, this set came out, everything in this set was basically meta. This set came out, everything in this set was basically meta. Fish came out, Coral was meta. No, I mean the choice restrict with the Owl and the 18k. That's what I meant. Yeah, like, honestly, like, set 6 until, like, Shiranui just felt like one giant ass meta of, like, Asha alt Mile. Like, this entirety here just felt like one whole meta. Like, G realistically felt like it was like the first half, or the first little bit, the second bit, and then GZ. G just felt like it was split up like into like 3 blocks basically. Oh yeah, I forgot. Fucking 10 or 9 or 10, yeah. I guess there's all the sets got like jumbled up together between OG era and what the fuck is this again? And Limit Break? A lot of them in my head. Set 1 was kinda like what? Set 1 was just Q4, right? I think every deck was like pretty playable. I don't think there was like a particularly bad deck. I know people really thought Royals were bad, but I actually thought Royals were pretty good, even set 1. I thought Gantz and Blaster Blade were quite the good cards in Royals back in G set 1. Or not G, back in OG set 1. I actually think in set 1 OTT was the worst deck. I think looking back, I think if I were to rank the decks from set 1, I think it would be like Novas, Kagero, Royals, and OTT. I think OTT was probably actually the worst out of the 4. Like there was like a clear disparity between Kagero and Novas, and then Royals and OTT. Like looking back, I genuinely think OTT was the worst. Like OTT had Tom, but they had literally nothing else. The deck was literally get them to 5 as fast as possible with Tom, and that was literally all it did. You had like no sense of like early and mid game. You just once they were at 5, you Tom'd them. Shadows, no, you forget. There was a set 2, right? Actually, no, there's 2 more sets. There's set 2, set 3. Set 2 on JP. I think it was for the month. I don't remember if it was a month or a season. Let me see if I can find it. Amber Dragons ruined JP for a good, it was either a month or a season. Let's see if I can find it. Amber Dragons. Oh yeah, Global also merged their set 2 and set 3. I forgot about that. Uh, 3 years ago. Okay, so Aaron Dragons ruined the game for a month, I think. Yeah. My thoughts on the announcement? Go watch my video. Yeah, so set 2 on JP, for the entirety of the month, Amber Dragons literally killed everything. There was literally no deck that could like, I guess technically, Risers were like okay. Risers played against the deck pretty well. But realistically speaking, it was basically a tier 0 format with Iron Dragon Eclipse. Eclipse basically shat out the entire game because turns out back in the day, CB2 or Tier 2 boosters is pretty good when the deck has 12k intercepts. So it basically just became a big game of pussy to see who would commit first in the mirror. Yeah, and then MLB and then Risers. Risers were a super what's we're looking for? Inefficient MLB. You just suck a bunch of shit in. If you missed your ride for whatever reason too, you also just lost cards. So you had to suck more shit in to get the crit. But the big PP man was bigger though. He was like 23k swing. So you had that. Set 3 on JP was literally nothing. The set 3 decks were actually garbo. They did absolutely nothing to the meta. Was it DP, DI, and Pale Moon? All 3 decks sucked. They were all of them were non-existent. They were all terrible. Oh. Well, that's kind of how like MLB won, right? MLB just kind of said you were stuck at 3 the entire game, so you got damage denied too. And then you had set 4. Set 4 was the big set. It was MLB Dope PBO. I guess Sook technically should have been considered in there too the entire month. Sook was obviously good. I guess the set. Oh yeah, once Amber Dragons got nerfed, you had like was it set 5? No, it was set 4. I'm pretty sure it was set 4. Yeah, set 5's Limit Break. Yeah, like yeah, set 2, set 3 basically. It was like once Amber Dragons got nerfed, the decks you had that were good were it was like Good Stuff's Kagero. Riders were the best deck. Yes, PBD and PBO were together. Yeah, Riders were the best deck. Sook were pretty good, and then Good Stuff's Kagero. Those are like the 3. Those are the 3 big decks. Before whatchamacallit, before the big 3 came out, and then set 4 was MLB, Dote, PBO, and those 3 decks basically just like ran the game for like a long time. And set 5 was first set of Limit Break. What decks were? Ezel was just like fucking high roll 9 crit garbage deck. I tried to superior ride on you. Yeah, Ezel was terrible on release. Great Nature sucked. Angels sucked. Vermilion was good though. Vermilion was a 1 good deck. That's that. And then what the fuck was after that? What the fuck was set 6? Set 6 was a really shitty set, right? It was the set with what was it, like Silver Thorns, Ragey, or I mean Silver Thorns. It was literally just Luke. It was like Luke, Duke, Ragey. That set was garbage. Back in the day, those cards were terrible. There was nothing good in that set. And then at this point, MLB was still like ruining the game. Yes, you are correct. Those decks were fucking dog shit on release. Silver Thorns did not have any of their good cards until Break Ride. Silver Thorns literally just had Luke. And everything else was fucking generic, and everything sucked. The only like half decent gimmick the deck had was Dreamy Fortress. And then set 7 was, I think set 7 was Aqua Force, right? Yeah, I think set 7 was Aqua Force. And then Aqua Force was Aqua Force was so fucking overrated on release. I think that deck was terrible on release. And then throughout all of this, I think MLB was nerfed when Aqua Force came out, and then Spikes were still really good. Yeah, people were bored as hell. They were tired of MLB. So no. Polaris was dog shit. I think that deck was also overrated garbage. You cannot convince me. That deck was shit. Yeah. I think set 7 overall was mediocre, but the important thing from set 7 was that MLB got nerfed. MLB and our good friend Tejas. But it turns out MLB was still a pretty good deck, and whatchamacallit, fuck it, what's his face? And spikes were good. Spikes were the deck that was not only underrated, but also nobody had the fucking deck. So spikes were a deck that were like really, really good, and like if you had it, you played it, but like nobody fucking had it. So yeah, like nobody fucking had spikes. So nobody played it. Like spikes during Limit Break and Breaker era were like the sleeper top tier decks that like the people who play the deck knew it was good, and the people who didn't play the deck thought it was just another clan event deck. Oh yeah, spike's really good. That's the sword. No, not safe raid. Dudley Emperor. Yeah, Emperor was a good card. Yeah. That deck was fucking cracked. And then set 8 was like another huge power shift. It was the ultimate breaks. Platina Ezel. Also too, yeah, they had jelly beans. Yeah, that's the reason it's so good. The deck had jelly beans. You had Emperor, which like shat out a board if you needed to, or just gave you multi attacks, and you had a recyclable heal. And then set 8, Aquaforce became real because Glory was a fucking stupid card back in the day. There's a reason why all these guard checks are still regarded to as Glory checks, because Glory was the first one, and Glory did control the game for quite a while. Last played Spirit, also set 8. Set 8 was when Ezel became a real deck, because you got Spirits. Not because of Platinum, but because of Ezel, because of Spirits. Yeah, there was no reason for the Blood to still be CB3. The Blood kind of sucked just because. Yeah. It's because Blood was still CB3. Yeah, Spirits made Ezel a real deck. What else was there? Yeah, Spirits made Ezel a real deck. Glory Maelstrom made Aquaforce a real deck. Dungaree was a solid deck. I personally didn't think it was too good, but it was like a solid enough deck that like if you played it, you wouldn't feel too bad about it. No. Assman isn't break. Assman is break, right? This still actual limit break era. We're not there yet. Yeah. So yeah, like basically the poster child of the end of limit break were the good decks. Just take out Vermilion for Dungaree basically. And then we finally got to a break ride. We can actually look at the sets now because they didn't fuck these sets up. Oh, even better! I can click a button. I get to see everything. So at this point, no. One button's all I need here. Yes, set 1 lives were pretty fucking atrocious. They were a fun aggro deck, but this deck was fucking terrible. Genesis fucking sucked. What you call it? Erads were the talk of the town. Erads were the super popular deck. Yeah, I wanna go home. Iwanagahime. But yeah, Erads were like the quote unquote good deck out of the set. The fucking pile deck that people played was Ethics Blau. The deck was like this Unga Bunga, like super cool combo deck where if you got it off, you felt like the best player in the world, but like the other half of the time you just fucking bricked. Yeah. This was the start of when 2 checks from 3 was considered like the standard of how good your deck was. If your deck could not check twice from 3, your deck was not good. And whatchamacallit, and Bowing Descendant was the start of decks that could check you twice from 3, and that was like a very big thing. Oh yeah, and that too. This is when we got new PGs that didn't hold you at 3. I think this is when we start getting. Yeah, this is when we get PGs that didn't hold you at 3. That was also a pretty good thing. Yeah. And then I think this is also when I think Spikes also came out, first wave of Break Ride. And that turns out that deck was also a super hidden sleeper top tier deck. That deck didn't check you that deck checked you like 4 times from 3. That deck was fucking insane. Yeah, that deck was so good. Yeah. That's what the deck did. The deck basically stalled you, held you at 3 until you ran out of double intercept, and the instant you ran out of double intercept, you just fucking died. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Spikes were basically a deck where it was like the deck couldn't kill you at all whatsoever, past double int, but the instant you did not have 2 intercepts, you just died, like straight up. One of my favorite cards came from this set, but this set was fucking garbage. This banner was it? I don't remember these collab sets. Or that fucking collab event. I think Jonas were terrible. She's one of my favorite cards, but like aside from that. Yeah. Jewel Knights were only good when Ashy Reverse came out. I think pre Ashy Reverse Jewel Knights were fucking dog shit. Your favorite? I just thought she looked cute. No reason other than that. I just thought she looked cute. She just kind of caught my attention. Yeah, the only reason people played Jewel Knights because DF hyped the deck up. I think realistically the best deck out of this set was Magus, unironically. But the actual relevance of this set was that it gave Sook the new PG, and it gave them Pentag. That was the actual relevance of this set. It made Sook a really good deck. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't mention that Sook was a relevant deck throughout all of this. No, I thought it was pretty bad, in my opinion at least. And then this set was the 1 month wonder. Everything here was relatively garbage, except for Kagero. Yeah, Seal Dragons were good for exactly 1 month. Yeah, Seal Dragons were good for exactly 1 month. You had people coping on Dauntless Dote, which was another cool hero deck where your van stood like 10 times. That was cool, I guess. But yeah, the relevant deck out of here was Seal Dragons. This deck was good for exactly 1 month on its release. But they were really good during that 1 month. I think they were arguably best deck during this month. And then I think the real big set, Ripples, yes, Ripples are sucked. Ripples sucked. But like this was like the first like game changing set during Break Ride era, I think. Revengers and Link Joker. Garmore is pretty good too, but yeah, Garmore was pretty okay. The 2 ethics sucked pretty bad. Devouring Saber was like funny. Yes, Link Joker was not very good, but they are something you still have to respect. This was the start of Liberators being a decent deck. I think Liberators during this set was actually like a very playable deck. Reverse, it was a worse ethic. It was a worse ethics blow. But like the main set here during this month was Revengers. This is like fucking everyone in the moms played. Revengers were just were just better ERAD in every way. They could check you from 3. They can check you twice from 3. And they were just more consistent. Like this is a time back in the day when Tar 2 was considered broken. CB1 call up back row. Oh my god, this card was broken. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, we had Sparking. Sparking existed back in the day. Remember we had Sparking? You sure don't have that anymore. But like, yeah, Revengers just had so much shit going for them, right? Like, yeah, I think it was funny, but like, yeah. Like, Mordred being free. Tar 2. CB1 call a column. Holy broken. Dorrant? Yeah, broken. Actually, don't cheese. The first thing I remember was the one where you fake eat money to play fucking Kagero. Playing a Dauntless Elf. Hello, Jad. How you doing? Yeah, I remember that. That was the first thing I remembered. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then this was also the first month I actually like gave a shit and like climbed a seriously climbed a season. And I remember I was playing like Revengers for like the first bit, and then I played like some other shit. And then at some point I just realized spikes were fucking broken. And I just played spikes. I just fucking shat out the entire ladder. Like at some point I just realized spikes were broken, and I just played that for the entirety until it got. Spikes really only got really bad until when Lib started becoming really good. Slow, yeah. This set also relevant too. Novell was insane. Oh yeah, this is when Silver Thorns first got their wave of shit. They were still pretty shit here though. Realistically speaking, the only thing of relevance out of this set was Novell. Everything else was pretty whatever. Like Exculpate was a fucking meme. Battle Shitters. Amon Reverse didn't do shit. Novell was good. Novell was a very solid deck. It was Dauntless Novell. Yeah. This was the first wave of war crimes that Luke would eventually do. With Anamari, they didn't Zelma this set, so you had like the blueprint for the deck, but it just wasn't very good. Reiji wasn't good until later though. Reiji became relevant in the next set. Not this set, the set afterwards. Oh yeah, the Amon shit too, right? I forgot about that. The Amon shit. This set made Link Joker a real deck because they got Chaos and Palladium. They got Chaos, mainly of Chaos. Oh, and a Chaos Colony Maker, Radon, or Radon, or I think it's his name. Like these are cards that are still played in Link Joker today. Colony Maker and Radon. I think Blows are pretty mid. I think Blows are pretty fucking mid. Title's all his ass on release. I remember that too. I also didn't really have fun when you ran into like the one random DP player that would sack the ever living shit out of you with Die Kaiser. Holy fuck! I sure don't miss DP randomly sacking the shit out of you. Yeah, I guess, yeah, non-retired decks, but like at this point the meta had a bunch of like retire shit, so. Yeah, Tetra was just garbage. Tetra was just bad. Tetra was just not a good boss for Link Joker, or not for Aqua Force. Yeah, and then this was the actual like meta changing set. So aside from the obvious war criminal here, that's Ass Man. Yeah, but Chaos is still good though. Chaos is still a really good deck. Yeah, but aside from the fucking war criminal that was Ass Man, Libs became really good. No, Tempest was not good. At this point, Eraz completely fell off. Like, yeah, aside from the war criminal here, Erads did basically nothing at this point. First thing, the build I played of Kagero had like I think I played like this guy's like a one of. It was more like Dauntless focused. I remember it was a Novell, Dauntless, and Do, I think. And then Reverse just like a fucking random one of. So like I was on the train that Dote was bad because at this point for Kagero, the list of people who were playing was like Novell, Dauntless, and then they picked something for that last lot. Yeah. And I was of the opinion that Dote was garbage, and I just played Do. Regalias were pretty decent. Angelica into Minerva was actually a pretty solid play, especially if you had camos and so. Basically, what Angelica and Minerva was here is basically what they are in standard right now. They are a solid deck that can harrow the shit out of you sometimes. That's literally all they are now that I think about it. Like it is basically this. They are basically what they are in standard right now. Scissors was good. So yeah, Scissors had Aaron showing everyone you could damage die with Scissors, which was pretty cool. Libs were really good too. This is when Libs became a real deck because they got their CC, they got Balam. They got Zenith, Recyclable Heal. And Julius were a real deck too, with Ashley Reverse and Miranda. Yeah, and you had the fucking dog shit that was Soul. But like overall, this set was pretty impactful, I'd say. Nah, you did not play Max Crit and Ezel, because you just spammed Scissors over and over again to get the crit over and over again to hold them at 3. You just play draws to get cards in end. Like grade 3 unlockers too. And then and then the fucking War Criminal of Mr. Ashura Kaiser. Global never got this, but this fucking piece of shit like literally like killed the. This piece of shit literally like killed the game for a month. Like holy fuck, this deck was stupid. You were like dying from 2. You were probably dying from 1. Like the numbers and the amount of swings this deck put up, even by today's standard, is still like insane. Like what it was, yeah, like 3, 6. It was like what, like 9 swings, some shit like that. Because it was like a full board restand twice, right? Eight swings? Ah, was close enough, close enough. Oh yeah, because your Vanity swings twice, right? Yeah, so like those 8 swings with like outrageous columns. Yeah, eight swings with an outrageous amount, with like outrageous column power in all your columns. Like your columns were swinging for like 40k minimum basically, unless you like Giga Brain, just didn't have your pieces. And yeah, the only way you like quote unquote failed on this is if you whiffed your drive checks. You had like 2 checks to check for either a samurai, which is like one of these 2 guys, or a grade 3. And then this is also when people started playing Reiji to damage deny, because you know Assman was still a break ride deck, so they still needed to be at 4. So you know people played Reiji to hold them at 3. So there was that. And then once those War Criminals got fucking hit with the Banhammer, we had this set. It's Mir. The real War Criminal here is a Silver Thorns. Let's see. Maelstrom kind of sucked. Maelstrom was fun, but kind of sucked. This is where the duo stuff came out. Yeah, so you had like all the duo stuff, and then the DP stuff was garbage. But yeah, you had this piece of shit. Where's Duck when you need him? The card he cannot. He's like the card he can never open. And yeah, this piece of shit made Silver Thorns good for like 3 months or quite a while. And then yeah, this and then she was just your main ride. Realistic beginning, no matter what the fuck you were on. Yeah, you had this thing basically broke Silver Thorns. And then last set of Break Ride. Glendios was a fucking meme. It was a funny meme, but it was a fucking meme. Revengers at this point were already fucking dead in the water. And then shit here didn't really help them either. So what's on Break Ride? That was late. That was G. Yeah. The reason Revengers fell off, it was just worse than like everything else. Revengers were basically just worse Liberators in every single way at this point. Like I personally thought this thing was. I personally thought Desperate Dragon was a better one of than Drag Ruler. Well, you know, people played these as like a one of because your deck at this point was still it was Mordred Raging Form and something else. Did people still play Diramood as their heal? The crit? Break Ride. Oh, people played fucking Eva. People played People played the fucking generic Break Ride. That card was terrible though. You did not play that. The optimal list was 12 Lukes. Yeah, Judge Bout came out. People were coping on Revengers with Swordbreaker, but I also thought Swordbreaker was terrible because it was just a fucking brick on your board. Like when your best play is, when Revengers' best play was Judge Bow into double Swordbreaker and to have bricks on your board you were gonna overcall anyways. It was just like, why are you playing this deck? Libs were good not because of the fucking fridge, but because Doot was a good card. Yeah, this card, the little lolly, the little girl. The little girl is quite good. This set came out. A little girl into Zenith was a true combo every single time. You put a Blaster Blade back. What did this little girl call you? A Zenith. And then Kagura split into two builds. You had the Dauntless list, and then you had like Break Ride Overlord, or like because regardless of what you thought of Rebirth as a card, I think Rebirth fucking sucks, but like regardless of that, Break Ride Dio plus Dote was like still like a pretty solid combo because Break Ride Dio still had a pretty good effect. Swing rear, ditch one, draw two, pretty solid. And Burnout was a good card though. CB1 pop a card. Pretty good, pretty good. And Glendios was a fucking meme. Yeah, the set, at this point the meta, if I remember correctly, devolved down to Silver Thorns, Liberators were like the two clear best decks. And then Libs and Silver Thorns were the two clear best decks, and then Overlord, and then some variation of Kagura followed after it. Was the meta here. And then we get on to everyone's I'm sure nobody here liked fucking Legion. But yeah, and I'm in the 4 Legion sets, so I think this is when the actual gameplay of the game went downhill. Was with fucking Legion. Holy shit! Fuck Legion. I still hate this format. Yeah, so the obvious good deck out of this set was Seekers for very obvious reasons. You know, Gantz being a recyclable heal, Thingsaver being a good finisher, Wingle Brave being a good a card that just got you, or was Wingle Brave? Whatever this fucking Wingle is called. Seekers were like a really good mid-range deck that just kind of did things and then like looped heals for forever. Angels use it? No, I think Angels pretty bad here. Angels really only got relevant during G. The Angels suck. I also think Regalias are really underrated. I think Regalia is a really solid deck too. Tower? Yes, I think so. Yeah, so Regalia was a very underrated deck. Because you just the only problem with this deck was that the opponent healed down to 3, which is really common because you're playing in fucking Legion format, right? Was that if they healed down to 3, you just weren't threatening anything because you didn't have a way to actually kill them from 3. You basically had to hope they stayed at 4, and you just kept Aegis Seal checking them. And this deck was fine, but it wasn't good either. It wasn't like particularly too good. That being said, this was the one format where I actually like topped one of the CSs, and I didn't have Silver Thorns at the time. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure correctly I did not have Silver Thorns, so I had to bring something as a third deck because the fuck did I bring? I brought like Kagero, Royals, and Genesis. Yeah, Riders are good too. Yeah, but I didn't need a third deck because I didn't have Silver Thorns, and I just didn't believe in Sook at this point. I just felt like I was gonna fuck up while playing that deck. But yeah, it was Regalia was decent deck. I think Brawlers were overrated at this point. I did not think this deck was that good. I did not think just Big Bang Knuckle Dragon. I did not think just Knuckle Dragon with Shotgun Blow and this guy was particularly good. It was like a solid deck. I don't think it was good either. Riders were good. You had a giant crit monkey that crit the opponent to 5, and then you had Drilling as a finisher. I also like this deck quite a bit. I also played this deck quite a bit during this season when I climbed. But yeah, I remember climbing during this season was fucking hell because like every other game was fucking Seekers. And it was just like a giant grind fest, whether you play the deck or not. And then everything else just felt worse than Seekers because like they just heal down too much, and you're just like, fuck, I can't kill them. Great Nature, they were playable. They were like okay. They weren't amazing though. Yeah, tier 3 sounds about right. Oh yeah, yeah. I was also here. With Seekers, there was like a major point of contention, right? I think the English-speaking players were on Wingle. Like they thought Wingle was the better like main ride for the deck, and then I think Saber just your finisher. JP was like sucking this guy's dick. This guy is on play CB1 call his mate from deck, and they got you a free intercept for a CB, right? So like it was better on the spot, but like I personally thought Wingle was the better ride than Brutus. That's just me. Yeah, JP was on Brutus. I was on Wingle. I think the majority of the English-speaking people were on it, or like the EN people were also on Wingle over Brutus. Clan events. Let me think. Was there anything good in Legion? I don't think so. I think all the Legion clan events are kind of shit. I think the only like relevant clan event pre-G was like Spike Stream Break Ride and Limit Break. Grand Blue was not good. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Grand Blue was decent. Legion Grand Blue was okay. Yeah, Legion Grand Blue was okay. It was a playable deck. I remember. But they were, I think they were like late. They were like late into this game though. They were pretty whatever. Because by that point it was like all the broken shit. Yeah. Spikes just felt bad to play. Spikes went from this like super hyper consistent deck that had a really high kill ceiling to like a deck that had a really high kill ceiling but was a fucking inconsistent mess because of all the shit you had to play in it. Set 2. Oh, I remember this. Set 2 was a Paladin meta. Set 2 was pick your flavor of Paladin. Which Paladin deck did you want to play? Yeah. Set 2 Legion was which Paladin deck did you want to play? Seekers? Did you want to play RPBA, or did you want to play Bluish Flames? Here I thought RPBA was the best. Looking back at it, I think the order was probably something like RPBA, Seekers, and then Bluish Flames. Yeah, Cracking Shit Tamer. Probably the worst Legion they've ever printed, realistically speaking. Yeah, Metalborgs are fun too. But I don't think I bothered playing Metalborgs until like G, where they got their Strident Fires collection. Yeah, not much to say here. It was literally just the 3 Paladin decks. And then this is when we got the War Crimes. That was fucking duos. Do anything? No, Amon did not do shit. Here there was like 3 pretty decent decks here. 4 technically. I think everything but Aqua Force was decent. Witches were okay. Pick Your Flavor of Kagero was okay. Dauntless Dragonoot was fucking like a super high kill ceiling. Oh yeah. Link Joker was decent. Garnet and Imaginary Flame were both decent legions. You had the fucking War Crimes that were duos. And then Aqua Force was just kind of there. But basically speaking, you had like Witches, which were decent, Kagero, which is pretty okay, Link Joker was pretty okay, and then you had literal War Crimes with the Legion duos. And then this was actually power creep hell, I think. This is when like decks just really went over the top, or it really felt like you had to play one of these decks or you weren't winning the game. Yeah, Kagero was absolutely a high roll deck. That deck was not good. It wasn't a stable deck basically. Yeah, and then last set of Legion you had Alfred, which kind of sucked. Jewel Knight, which kind of sucked. At this point, Bluish Flame fell off. Glare did not help. Yeah, Alpha was fun, but it wasn't good. You had the Great, which was okay. I did not think the Great was particularly that good, but Great was like a fine deck. You had a Big Medical Buster, which was absolutely insane. This deck was really good. This deck, I thought duos were better. You were on the train of either brawlers or duos. I thought duos was a better deck. It was more stable. But that doesn't take away from the fact that brawlers are a really good deck. They were definitely top 2. You had Star Baiters, which were kind of shit. But the good Link Joker deck out of this was the Leaders. The Leaders were the really good. The Leaders were a really good deck. So basically, how I saw it was that the Leaders, in my pick, is Brawlers were the one Legion deck that didn't actually try to re-Legion like every single turn to loop stuff over and over again. So because they were putting Knucklings into Soul to do their Brawler effect, right? So the Leaders are really good because the Leaders messed with them because they forced them to actually rewrite to do things. So you basically force them to like have many great things in hand to actually play the game. But on the same end, this deck basically fell flat on its face if it didn't draw the grade 2 locker, because it just didn't do anything if you didn't draw those. Oh yeah, it really felt apparent at the start of Legion. Like I think during the first 3 sets of Legion, it didn't feel that bad if you went first. But like I think the mentality of go second, easy, GG easy, really showed during set 2 during the last set of Legion. Like here's when you really felt the go second is GG that you win the game. Yeah, this deck just kind of sucked. Lots of Joker, that goes terrible. Yeah, that's it, right? And then we go to fucking G, and then G. We all know what happens in G. Yeah. What the fuck? I don't even remember what the fuck happened during that month. I know. I remember we had a break month in between this and G, but I don't remember the fuck happened. It was still the same fucking decks. I still remember like the leader shat on the game, like. Exactly. I don't remember anything relevant happened during that month. Like brawlers, duos, the leaders, and like Kagura were still like the 4 best decks.